Everybody, welcome back to the No Name Nonsense podcast. See, I'm getting better as we keep doing this. It's just flowing off the tongue. It just feels good, feels right. We are going to talk about the gross human being, which is Tory Lanez, and the wonderful, magnificent, lovely lady that is Meg the Stallion. I will not call her the other name that I referenced that people are calling her, the Tron name.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm not going to call her that because I want to make sure we're delicate with the situation. But
yeah.
Tory Lanez dropped a surprise album. Now, we did play one of the songs on there. We are not supporting Tory Lanez. We are just saying that since we had this topic coming up, we play some of his music. He made an album, and in his album, he's trying to convince people that, I didn't shoot Meg. Or something to the sort. I haven't listened to the album.
Yeah.
I don't, because I have no preference to want to do that. But let's go, and I was going to go kick this off by going to the woman, because the reason why people want us to have a woman on this show is because we'd have been some haters in this subject. Mm-hmm. So I want to go ahead and defer to Miss Tiffany. And how do you feel about Young Tory and the album? And did you listen to it? And what are your thoughts? And let's just let you just go for it.
Yeah, be brutally honest.
So I didn't listen to the album.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm. I actually am it's unfortunate because I thought he was incredibly talented. Mm-hmm. I was like, this guy, I'm really going to enjoy his music. Mm-hmm. And I don't even want to listen to it because I don't want to like it. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is I saw something that really hit close to home when all of like the stories were coming out and people were defending him. Someone said, I hope one day if someone shoots somebody you love, there's no one around that says, but have you heard his side of the story? And I'm like, that's true. Why do I care about your side of the story, about the reasons why you shot a woman? Why, or anyone for that matter? Like, you're all in a car and you see the video, and I have heard the other stories about like maybe she was intoxicated and she doesn't really know what's going on, or and maybe it's true, but at the same time, again, with the state of America right now, and if she is a black woman. Why am I even interested enough to Google, Tory, what you have to say in defense to shooting a black woman? Respectfully. And not only that, so that's just part of it. The second part of it is, how dare you come out with a diss track? Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Even if you didn't do it, or whatever is your version of what happened, even if that's true, why would you want to rip her apart? To be fair, she protected you for quite some time.
Yeah, she did keep the code of silence. She just started talking, so the Joker started hating on her, and then she had to lay,
press charges, anything like
so
that.
what just about like, you as like a man feels good about ripping a woman who is black right now apart? Why do you feel like that was appropriate? It wasn't appropriate. Not even if it wasn't this particular time after the Breonna Taylor and everything, even if it wasn't that exact time, even if it was 3 months from now, inappropriate. And first of all, why are you making diss tracks about women? The fuck? like I'm sorry, but no. And so I don't want to hear it. As a woman, I don't want to hear it.
On the sidebar, has any dude ever made a diss track on a chick that we were like, this is dope?
Like,
I feel like there's no ether version of that. Because I feel like it'd be like a sucker shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yes, I agree with everything you're saying. I have no disagreement with anything you're saying. I think one of the biggest issues in this framework is that, I'm going to tell you, I had a conversation with a buddy of mine, and we were talking about the Washington football team and those allegations of how they ran their culture there with sexual abuse and blah, blah. And I made a comment that I believe the woman. And his response was, well, how do you know if they're telling the truth? Because some women lie. And I said, look, I'm always going to believe the victim. I don't care. I'm always going to believe the victim until otherwise new information comes out. And we got into this whole debate about, well, what if they did this? Or what if, like, hypothetical debate. And I told him, I said, you right now are exposing why women don't come forward when something happens to them. Because when something happens to them, instead of being empathetic, compassionate, hearing them out, and then investigating the information, we grill them or prosecute them about the information they're presenting to us. And when I say I believe the woman, I'm saying this because I want more women to step forward and say what has happened to them, because that's the only way we can fix the issue. As we go this back to the Tory Lanez and all that stuff like that, unless Meg Thee Stallion is stigmata and the hole went into her foot because Jesus Christ or the Antichrist put it there, somebody shot something or somebody poked some part of her skin that happened.
Yeah, those are facts.
Regardless if it's Tory or Bodyguard or whoever, something happened that night that she tried to stay quiet about, because black women have always been the keepers of black men, even when black men are not the keepers of black women. Because I guarantee you the people that were making those comments you were reading were probably black men. And black women have been the biggest protectors of us. I mean, how we black women raise their sons, how everything has always been a protector of black men. Meg only spoke out because she was getting crapped on, and no black men were coming to her aid and saying, nah, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So she tried to keep the street code, but then the politics of society code came into play, and so she was like, well, I'm going to air this dude out. Tory Lanez, your response should not be the reverse that, oh, well, then I'm going to try to say I didn't do it or air her out.
Yeah.
Like, this woman was trying to protect you. Your response should have been, everybody mind your business. This is what me and her matter, and we'll settle it.
Correct.
That still wouldn't have been completely acceptable, but at least that way you're protecting a black woman and you came to her aid and say, hey, I have done some fucked up shit. Hell, he even admitted he did some fucked up shit, and they made an album saying he didn't do it. So, like you said, he tried to finesse us.
Yeah, for real.
But the problem with going all this is just, the biggest problem is that black men, we've done our women a disservice for so long, and this is a man speaking as a man who's married to a white woman, and I have to kind of reckon with that sometimes too, that we've done a disservice to our women so long that it's become normalized to almost be accusatory of them. Like, almost to be like, oh, well, we can't, like, we feed into the stereotypes of white society when it comes to our women. Like, oh, well, you know, she just could be lying, or she could be a gold digger, or she can, all these things. I mean, hell, even Kanye West said it, and when you get on, he leave your ass for a white world. Like, we feed into all the stigma, so when something happens to our women, the first thing we do is we go to those stereotypes, but then we don't want to be stereotyped by the society. Yeah. Like, it's just a fucking vicious cycle, because Nikki Giovanni said it best. She says, my man goes out into the world and goes with all these white folks, and he tap dances, puts a smile on his face, does what they say, yes sir, no sir, blah, blah, and then come home and he's verbally abusive to me. And I asked him one day, why don't you treat me like you treat those white folks? And he goes, well, those white folks pay me. She goes, but I take care of you. That cycle right there is what we have to end. We should be going home and putting on those fronts for our woman and making sure that she's comfortable, that she's happy, because when she walks away, we are no longer taken care of. Them white folks out here, yeah, they're paying us, but you can find another job. You can't find another good woman. It's very hard to find good women that don't have the baggage, that want to be here for you. And when you have that ability to have that, you need to take advantage of that. In advantage, I mean protect it and keep it sacred. Them white folks ain't gonna give a damn about you. You get killed tomorrow, they will give flowers to your funeral and find another joker to take your job. Exactly. That woman will deal with that for the rest of her life, that if you were lost. So when I look at Tory Lanez, I'm like, where's the protection of our black women? And who was the producer? Who was the distributor? Who was the music exec that heard this album and was like, yeah, that's fire, put it out? Where were they to go? Fuck out of here, Tory. We are not putting this out. I'm wiping my ass with this. And if you put out some shit like this, we are dropping you.
Nope, those people wanted money.
Yeah, for sure.
They knew exactly what was going to happen.
You're right. You're right. So I know DJ, you got a lot on this one, or some good shit on there. So
I mean, I'm in the same boat with y'all, man. I just thought it was just totally inappropriate. You know, it's bad timing, especially with, you know, the Breonna Taylor verdict coming out the day before, and then you're gonna drop. I mean, it had to be planned. Like, this was like,
yeah.
This was thought out. This wasn't like, you know, coincidental. Like, you know, he was just trying to get the most publicity possible to push album sales and to get, you know what I'm saying, the notoriety. And it's like, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting if you ask me. And, you know, and it's not, and the entire album is about the situation. It's not, you know what I'm saying, just random music, you know, feel good music, club music. It's just about, you know, the situation. And I mean, it's almost convincing. Right. I'm almost convinced that, okay, now I'm questioning Megan whether, you know what I'm saying, she had ill intent, or they had a fight where she's like, you know, blaming it on him when it was really the bodyguard, or it's like very confusing and misleading.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Rick Ross, put his 2 cents in on it. I'm not sure if y'all heard.
Nah, the lemon pepper cents. Because Rick Ross give you all that wing talk.
Yeah, so Rick Ross,
He knows a bunch of wing stops.
Yeah, he was totally in agreement with, just not feeling, Tory Lanez' decision to make that album.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm asking you guys, do you agree with Rick Ross' opinion that the release of the album one day after Breonna's verdict was a poor decision on his part?
Absolutely. It was definitely like, am I allowed to cuss, by the way?
Yeah, we keep it 100. I'm
definitely a bitch move.
It's grown folks.
Definitely a bitch move.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought he was an incredibly talented person. I still think that.
Yeah.
But there's a level of class that you should have. Mm-hmm. And it is part of like the artistry, and we've talked about this, where like I hate the industry because you kind of have to be kind of shitty.
Yeah.
And this move was a shitty move he decided money mattered more than his soul. Yeah. And that ain't, nope.
Industry shady, need to be taken over, man. Terrible timing, terrible. It's no climate of timing that this is acceptable, especially now, where we are finally getting to a point where more black men are saying "fuck out of here" when it comes to our women. Like, fuck you, don't disrespect our women. I actually posted on Facebook a conversation from Malcolm X in the 1960s talking about how black women or minority women are the most underappreciated women on this planet, and here's the difference between then to now. His comments were, once you start attacking our women, we will start killing you. As in, black men and minority men, Latino, Hispanic, will start killing the oppressors once you start attacking our women. How far have we fallen that a speech in the 60s will say that? Now we have someone shoot a woman. He's fine, can make a record and diss record on it. We have Breonna Taylor's killers kill people, get no charge. We won't even fight for our women to put our lives on the line for the ones that give us birth. And that is how far we've fallen. That was the line in the black community at one point in time. You fuck with our women, we will go berserk, and we will unleash violence at all costs to get them justice. Now the line is, well, let's hear what the other side said before we do anything. And then after we hear them, okay, we just got to figure it out. Like, it is a sad state of the black community that we are, and just all communities, that we have fallen that far where we don't even protect our women to the point against ourselves, let alone from the establishment. So
yeah, it's like we're pedaling backwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Dion in his prime pedaling backwards. Like, we just like, fuck out of here. And I mean, I know me and Tiffany, we talked about it. I think a lot of it is that because we have been cultured so far to assimilate into white culture. And I'm not saying white culture doesn't protect their women. I'm saying that we've just been assimilated so far to white culture. White culture doesn't value minority women unless they can profitize them. Mm-hmm. Since our assimilation into that, we have learned to devalue our women because our women aren't profitable. And if you're not profitable, you don't value it because we assimilate into our culture, into our mindsets, because we want to be in that culture. Mm-hmm. And I think this is the product of years of assimilation. I never forget Dr. King made a statement of he felt like desegregation walked his people into a burning building. And the reason why he felt that way is because what we're talking about now is that when we were doing for ourselves and doing for our own, we were more productive, more successful, but we had more value of the family system because we needed each other. Right. Once we desegregated, we started at that point allowing infiltration from white culture to be in our culture. And then because we realized white culture was profitable, we decided that we wanted to jump that way because that's what was profitable. Let's just keep it completely honest here. We fought for the right to sit in the front of a bus. So we fought for the right to get to a place 5 seconds sooner than sitting in the back. Yeah. But we put out how many black bus depots in that figure because we stopped supporting black once we were able to sit in the front of the bus. So that contrast is something that we don't play and talk about. And I know I'm going real deep here, but I mean, we're gonna lighten up. But I just want people to understand that contrast is that you can be successful and pro-black without assimilation, and you can be assimilated but also give back to your culture. Take jewels and nuggets and give back to your culture. we struggle doing any of that.
Yeah.
Because if you get too successful in white culture, you're a sellout. You're Uncle Tom, which again the proper term is a Sambo. If you read Uncle Tom's Cabin book, because black folks don't read, we don't know that. We still use the wrong terminology. Sambo was the sellout in that book. Uncle Tom was actually the one that fought for the brothers. So that's even there, that's brainwashing. To tell you to call somebody Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other part of it is that once we get our black businesses going, we don't support black. Because we get mad at one thing they do, and then we never want to deal with them again. But how many black folks that went to Papados and had a bad experience, and your ass is right back there next Friday night, spending your money. But if you go to a black restaurant and have a bad experience, you never go back. It's part of that assimilation into the culture, man. So, I don't know. I know it's hard to follow that bullshit I just said. But if anybody wants to follow that.
I got one other question.
Okay.
Should Megan clap back at Tory with her own diss track or album?
No.
Not even worth her time?
If I was her, I would. For what?
Yeah.
For what?
Look.
Like, for me, this truth will speak volumes. And this is what is super unfortunate. If she does it, she's going to come across as a bitter black woman.
Look.
And that is the...
Good point.
It blows my mind just talking to, like, my friends who are black, and they will tell me things like, well, Tiffany, like, the way that when someone offends you and you turn up, I can't do that in a room full of people. She goes, because for me, I will be looked at as an angry black woman, and you just look at like a feisty white woman. And I'm like, that's fair. I have no idea what it's like in a business world. Yeah. If we can be in the same field, but the things that I can do and get away with without looking like, oh, she's just another stereotype. Yeah. They can't. And if she claps back, she just looks like she's bitter. She's angry. Her. He wins. Yeah. He probably gets more sales. Yeah. Nope. Not today.
So
release another WAP Part 2, baby.
If I am going to be Meg, my clapback will be strategic. And when I say that my clapback will be strategic, I'm going to do a woman song. I'm going to get Rhapsody. I'm going to get Cardi. I'm going to figure out a fucking way to get Nicki. To kind of not squash that beef, but get them on the same track. Get Meg on there. Find a way to get fucking Queen Latifah and MC Light. And we're going to do a round table about women's first, women bullshit. And then in my verse, I'm going to clap at his ass. But it's going to be surrounded by all these powerful women and figures. Like you said, it's now going to be really, really hard for you to go, oh, look at her, she's bitter, blah, blah, blah. Now it's going to be like, no, we talking women empowerment. Yeah. I got two women that were quote-unquote beefing on the same track. I got the OGs, I got the new age. We all on the same track.
And don't even bring him up. Not even a slick line. Yeah. Nope.
I would even throw the slick one. I would do a Jay. You got to do a Jay-Z. You got to throw a subliminal.
Slick one.
You got to be like, hey, you took a shot to the foot and still out here talking shit. Like, you got to throw a slick line.
Yeah, you got to.
Throw a subliminal to let them know that, nigga, this is about you, but this ain't about you.
You ain't got to put his name in.
Right.
They should definitely do a 2020 unity.
Hey,
UNIT.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? And just knock it out the park, and that way it sells. But also, and then also, if it does not sell, now you're calling jokers to the carpet. That's on that sexist shit that they don't want to talk about. Because now you're like, oh, we just did this whole like empowerment song, and you ain't trying to support it. But if I was talking WAP,
for sure,
it was number one.
Number one.
Yeah. So what do you really want from us? And then you play it back on people's face, and then you kind of kill the game. But but me, I'm always like, clap back, shit, fuck it, clap back. I even if she just did a whole solo disc, clap back, fuck that dude. Like, he can't let this joker get off like this. And then if he got a problem, he can say some shit back. Again, I'm waiting for real ass dudes to run up on him. Now he a Canadian, so he might have ran back there. Got that free health care.
So him and Ross was, going back and forth, and Rick Ross referred to him as a little boy.
Yeah.
He was like, look here, little boy.
Yeah. And I'll drop a Wingstop on your ass, like Wizard of Oz.
Hell nah.
But nah, he probably at this point you can't. I mean, if you letting this joker in America and he doing any show for you, you got to be written off. Which we gonna talk about cancel culture at a different point, because I have. All this shit I'm talking about Tory, I got some real things about canceling black men. I think we talked about this on the show. Got issues canceling black people in general. But we're going to get into that probably on another segment. But let's go ahead. Again, thank you guys for listening to the No Name Nonsense Podcast. Again, check out our playlist on the DJ Tunes and Corny J under Spotify. And then I guess we never did really shout out your handle where people can find you at, Tiffany. Where are you out in the streets if you want them to find you?
It's A Bunny's Instatale. ABUNNYSINSTATALE. That's my Instagram handle. I'm working on my website now, and it'll be abunniestale.com.
Actually, follow her. But when she gets the website up, please check out the articles, the photos, and all that. I mean, it is very like woman, mother, positive, like giving out tips, recipes. Like it's dope.
I like to cook. Your girl's a bomb ass cook.
Oh, see, she ain't on that Cardi, so she does cook and does clean.
I do cook.
Now we
and
need
I
to get her that
clean.
ring. You know what I'm saying?
Latina gang. I don't know where aside of her. I don't cook. I don't clean. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
your heritage, your Dominican abuela is like, first of all, that's not how I tell you.
Well, so Cardi had both her father and mother in the house, from what I recall.
That bitch cooking clean, and she got money now. That's why she don't. She's
That
like,
is
my
a
nails
fact.
can't let me.
If you're making enough money,
You know?
yeah, you just need to just work on your WAP. You don't really gotta worry about that. You pay somebody for the outside
Exactly.
shit. You know?
You got it like that.
But appreciate you guys listening, man. We're gonna come back to you guys with some more stuff.